recognize that leading a life according to God's commandments, which is not to kill people, not to hurt people, not to lie, not to steal, not to commit adultery, leads to a happier life. Now, if you want to do, you're not going to have a happy life. Yeah.
Verse 6 says,
Uh-huh.
she took some of the fruit and ate it, then she gave some to her husband.
Mm-hmm.
So if she gave some to her husband, is there a hiatus between eating of the fruit and then taking the fruit and going to find her husband somewhere out in the boondocks and then gave it to him?
That's a good question, Dr. Saw. The question is, when did he show up? Did he show up at the beginning of the conversation? You know, if he was there at the beginning of the conversation, I would have hoped he would have said something.
Yes, that's what
But I'm wondering if he showed up just about the time that Eve is taking the fruit and going to partake of it.
he must have showed up after
Doug.
after the fact.
Yeah, there's a lot of room for speculation, but the fact is that they owned up to it, and they sensed that something had separated them from God, and they were actually felt naked. But back to what Doug was saying is, I have a Toyota Prius, and that thing runs so good. But the reason it runs so good is because I refer to the manual that comes along with the car, and I read about it, and it tells me what kind of oil to put in it. It tells me how to drive it in certain conditions. It tells me when to have a regular maintenance checkup on it. And it tells me everything that car needs to do to get the optimum out of it. But I have a cousin the other day who wasn't paying attention with his vehicle, and he was in such a hurry that he pumped diesel into his service vehicle for East Bay Mud. And you know what happened to his truck? It was a big loss. So, you know, when we do follow, like Doug was saying earlier, Christians are happier. The only reason they're happier is they're living up to the specifications that our Creator designed us for, not the specifications that the world and Satan and his ulterior motive in seeing us fall just like Eve wants us to do.
Well, we're about to close. Just want to make a couple more comments. One is